Hi everybody, it's the Ruthless Jobber here. Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 32 of A Broken Heart. It's WCW 1998. This is the first proper episode using TEW 9. The previous episode of this series was just a kind of supplementary episode talking about the conversion. So yeah, we're going to get on with it. We're going to see how it goes. I'm not sure whether it might take a bit of time again to kind of let everything settle. But we'll see what kind of scores we get. I mean, we open up with a 71. I'm quite happy with that. So we've got basically Ric Flair, the new CEO of WCW, sees Sid Vicious coming into the building, and he's kind of thinking, hang on a minute, Sid Vicious is suspended. Sid Vicious was part of the NWO. They lost at Great American Bash. So what's Sid doing here? And he sort of approaches Sid, and he sort of does this. He says this. I'm not quite sure. Sometimes when I choose I can't even remember what the little thing's called. But these little things are what people are doing during segments. Sometimes it's difficult to sort of tell what to choose. It's like part two. So the first part basically is just Ric Flair looking at Sid coming into the building, and Sid obviously coming into the building. So they're non-speaking appearance. But then you've got is Ric Flair cutting a promo? He's not really cutting a promo. He's just talking. I would like to see a lot more options there. Not too many, but I just think there needs to be a few more options, or just some that are a little bit more generic, because he's not cutting a promo on Sid. He's not interviewing Sid. He's confronting Sid. But if I put in that he was an attacker, that implies that there was some fighting going on, and it wasn't. And Sid, again, he's just looking intimidating because he is intimidating, but he's not really doing anything to specifically be intimidating. I guess I was going to say I could have put him down as a non-speaking appearance, but that wouldn't make sense either, because Sid does retaliate and say, well, hang on a minute, I won my match. Why am I suspended? Ric Flair says they were the rules. If the NWO lost, the NWO would be suspended. But Sid sort of maintains that the fact that he won his match, he should be given a reprieve. Before sort of Ric Flair can continue the argument, Gino comes along and just hey Rick, come on, we've got a meeting. We've got the meeting. It's starting any minute now. They need you there. So Ric Flair sort of, we'll talk about this later. Ric Flair goes off. Okay, 71 rating, pretty good start. Ric Flair clearly enjoyed the freedom to go off script and performed well. He did that twice apparently. I guess that's taking into account two separate parts. In the ring, we've got La Parka taking on Rick Steiner. Unfortunately, because this is kind of considered a new game, I don't have any match history. So I can't remember whether these two guys have fought recently. They may well have done. But I've got to kind of just go with it, really. I'm sorry, guys, if there's going to be a few repeating matches for you. But it is what it is. In a decent match, La Parka defeated Rick Steiner in 7 minutes 24 by pinfall with a handful of tights. We just want to get La Parka over. I keep saying it. That's why he's got the win here. 58 wrestling rating, 50 crowd, 65 overall. Yeah, I'm pleased with that, I think. They had good chemistry as well, worth bearing in mind. And then we've got Ric Flair in the ring, and he says, there's two people I need to speak to tonight. First off, can I ask Eric Bischoff to come out? So Eric Bischoff comes out. Ric Flair says, what are you doing here? You are suspended. And Bischoff says, why am I suspended? I've had nothing to do with the NWO for ages. You've not seen me in the ring with them. You've not seen me hang out with them. Ric Flair says, you were never officially fired from Hogan. You never stated that you had quit the group. You were part of the NWO. You're suspended. And before kind of Eric Bischoff can kind of do much more, security come along, take him away. And then Ric Flair says, right, next up, I need to speak to Sid Vicious. And Sid Vicious comes out. And Ric Flair says the same thing. You were part of the NWO. The NWO lost. You are suspended. And Sid Vicious maintains this. I won my match. Surely there must be something that you can do. There must be something that I can be reprieved. I won my match. And Ric Flair's kind of continuing. You're suspended. The rules are the rules. But then Diamond Dallas Page comes out. And he says, I think I can do something for Sid here. How about a match tonight between me and Sid Vicious. If Sid loses, he is suspended along with the rest of the NWO. Ric Flair considers it and he thinks, well, you know what, I need a main event for tonight. Alright, deal. And that's an overall rating of 67. Crowd hot and rising. Bit of green there as well, which we like to see. Christopher Daniels and Mike Sullivan take on Royalty. Just a match here to give Royalty a victory and obviously give the win to Steven Regal. We want to get him over. Wrestling of 43, crowd of 34, overall 50. Yeah, pleased with that one. Didn't really expect much from it. Terry Taylor here is the only one who isn't unimportant. So, yeah, wasn't expecting too much, but let's just try to get Steven Regal over. The Alliance are cutting a promo. Maybe not so much a promo, but they are just kind of saying that we've done our job. We have ridded the WCW of the NWO, and that is what we set out to do. We no longer need to be a group together. We're still friends, but we're going to go our separate ways. And, thank you everybody for the support you gave us. We have ridded WCW of this evil. That's what we set out to do. We no longer need to be a group. We no longer need to be an alliance. And as they kind of go to walk off, Sting and Brett have kind of left the arena, gone through the curtain. Savage is still there. He sort of turns to the crowd, works the crowd a little bit, waves his finger in the air in the way he used to do. And then he's blindsided by Chris Jericho from behind. Yeah, and then Jericho runs off. This is literally just to kind of advance their storyline. And it did advance, didn't boost or anything, didn't, gain heat or anything like that, but it's it's just to advance the story. 79 overall though, pretty pleased with that one. And then we've got backstage, we have got Hogan and Flair, and Hogan is annoyed. Hogan's annoyed that Bischoff has been suspended, and Flair says he was part of the NWO, you knew the deal. And Hogan said, but he hasn't been a part of us solidly for ages. He's not been with us in the ring. He's not hung out with us. And Flair says, I know he was still your right-hand man. I'm not stupid, Hogan. I'm not stupid. I know he was still there or thereabouts. You never sacked him and he never quit. He was part of the NWO. Behind the scenes, he is suspended. And then Flair goes on to talk about the world title. And says, now that you hold that belt, you are required to defend it. You need to find out who you're going to face at Bash at the Beach this year. So it's just to kind of keep that in there. We're gonna think about who he's going to face at Bash at the Beach. Rating of 63, not great actually. Kurt Hennig takes on Rob Van Dam. This was designed to get Rob Van Dam over and get him over pretty well. Hennig wasn't happy at taking this loss, but I gave him the keep strong, and he kind of accepted that. But it's Rob Van Dam getting the win in 12 minutes 46 by disqualification. So the match was designed to tell a specific story. So this was our storytelling match. Yeah. Wrestling of 71 and crowd of 65. And overall 75. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that actually. The wrestling rating, very good. The crowd rating, perhaps if Rob Van Dam was higher up the card, that would have been much higher. But hey, yeah, I'm pleased with that, and it went out to do what it was meant to do, and that was get RVD over. Gene Okerlund interviews Bam Bam Bigelow, talking about the match at the Great American Bash, the triple threat that Goldberg won against Bigelow and the Giant. And Bigelow's blaming the Giant, and he says, if it wasn't for you, I could have won that match. It was your stupidity. It was your lack of ability and lack of skill and lack of tactical knowledge that allowed Goldberg to get the win there. So this is just designed to advance their storyline, and unfortunately, Collision Course lost heat, but the streak gained it. So there's obviously a variance in current ratings there. It's no longer, the storylines are no longer done by numbers. They are just done by wording. There's probably a background number. I won't know what that is. That's sitting somewhere in the background of the game. Bam Bam Bigelow did a masterful job improvising interactions with the crowd, and the colour commentary gave the segment a boost. 72 is, yeah, I'm pleased with that. Bam Bam Bigelow is now a major star. So after this particular storyline with the Giant, we're going to be looking at moving him along and giving him some, bigger stars to feud with. So yeah, we'll look out for that one. Always been a fan of Bam Bam. And then we've got a 3-minute video promo package of Goldberg. I do this sometimes just if there's someone left off the card that I just so and so should make an appearance really, then I do something like this, a video package or a promo of some sort. And it just made sense after Bigelow was talking about that particular match. It kind of just made sense to have the video promo placed right here. And overall rating of 75. The crowd at the end are very hot. Chris Park teams with Six to take on Psychotic. Not a great match. Wrestling rating of 48, crowd of 31, and the segment rating of 58. It's not completely awful, I guess. I think, again, there's probably only one guy here who's not unimportant, and that would have been Six. So subpar wrestling, non-existent crowd heat. Psychotic defeated Chris Park and Six in 9 minutes 54 when Psychosis pinned Chris Park. Chris Park was the weak link. I mean, we've only got him in as a jobber. He's only around for sort of a couple more months, I think. But yeah, it is what it is. This was just to get another tag team match on the card. Nothing specific about it. I'm not really looking at pushing these guys particularly. Maybe Psychotic a little bit, just because we need a few more upper card tag teams. But I'm not really planning. They're not going to be the next Steiner Brothers. They're not going to be anything great. I wouldn't have thought. You never know. Maybe the game's got other plans for them. Booker T issues an open challenge for the TV title. Sorry, the US title. No longer got the TV title. The US title. And Raven responds. Raven comes out and says, "I'll accept it. I want this title off of you. I haven't held any gold for quite some time, and I think I can easily beat you. To be honest, Booker, you're a flash in the pan. You've done well recently, but I don't think it's anything that's going to last." Obviously, it's angers Booker T. He says, "Well, you want a shot at the title. You're going to get the shot at the title." Ric Flair comes out. We wanted to put Ric Flair in here just to give the segment a little bit more star power. It hasn't really done much for it, though. 59 rating overall. But Ric Flair just says, "Yeah, I totally agree to the match here, but tonight's full. Tonight is full. How about you guys face each other either next week or even at Bash at the Beach?" And Ric Flair says, we'll sort something out. We'll get some details fine-tuned. We'll get a contract signed." So yeah, rating of 59. But the storyline did gain heat, which just goes to show it was probably quite a poor rating to start with. Gene Okerlund interviews Lex Luger, and it's a promo on Bret Hart. These guys have been feuding for a while, and Luger sort of takes this opportunity to say, you've no longer got your pals. The alliance is no more. You can't hide behind anyone anymore. No Sting, no Savage. You're not distracted by the NWO anymore. I'm going to get the full on Bret Hart, and without your pals to help you out, I can come out on top now. I can win this. I can beat you. So yeah, rating of 69. Nothing special. Just a promo. Get their story advanced, and looks like Luger enjoyed the freedom to go off script. Chris Jericho takes on Norman Smiley. There's a reason for this match that you'll find out post match. Wrestling rating is 70. That's decent. I think I had this as a technical masterclass. Crowd rating was 60, and the segment rating overall 64. So a little bit disappointing maybe with the overall score. A bit of red in there. Lack of psychology. Poorly placed. For a technical match. Probably should have had that at the beginning maybe. So yeah, the crowd heat is now simmering down. But basically, Chris Jericho beats Norman Smiley with the Lion Tamer in 14 minutes 48. And post-match, Chris Jericho will not get Norman Smiley out of the Lion Tamer. He will not release the Lion Tamer. A couple of referees come in, try to break it up unsuccessfully. So this was 3 parts. So the first part was an average 2-minute angle. Chris Jericho, see, I've got him down as the attacker, but it's just a case of he's still got him in the Lion Tamer. And then Randy Savage comes out in part 2 and attacks Jericho, so he sort of maybe smacks Jericho on the back of the head with a chair or something, just somehow revenge for earlier blindsiding Chris Jericho and breaking up the hold on Norman Smiley. And part 3 is just it's a good 3-minute angle. So part 3 was a brawl between Jericho and Savage. So yeah, we have unfortunately the storyline's lost heat. Bit of a bummer. Overall rating is 71. And then our main event, Diamond Dallas Page and Sid Vicious. Diamond Dallas Page drew with Sid Vicious in 11 minutes 39 following a double count out. How many of you guessed I was going to do that? If Sid loses, he gets suspended. Well, he hasn't lost. He hasn't won either, but he hasn't lost. So wrestling rating of 63, crowd rating of 72, overall 71. I'm quite pleased with that, I think. Yeah, I mean, the show overall, I'm not sure if it's going to do that great. Be happy, to be honest, if it even just gets a 70. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this was obviously this was designed to keep their feud going and kind of keep this little background storyline now of, is Sid suspended or not? Well, it looks like not, but Flair won't be happy with that. So yeah, overall rating of 71. What do we get for the show? 66. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with that. I mean, looking at the scores, I knew it wasn't going to be great. I mean, we've got no 80s there. I mean, our previous few episodes, we were starting to get 80s and stuff. Whether the new game, things just need to settle down a little bit more, and I just need to get a few things over, storylines and that sort of thing. Maybe. Obviously, we don't have the NWO anymore. We're missing a little bit of star power. So, yeah, probably just need to fix that a little bit. But yeah, 66. I'm guessing these episodes on TEW9 might just turn out to be a little bit longer than the old ones. I kind of go through a little bit more, I guess, with all the angles being set up as different parts. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Please give a like and subscribe. My subscription base has shot up in the last few days, and I don't know why. It's thank you to everybody who's decided to subscribe. Yeah, it's quite nice when I sort of mess around at work and tell a few people, oh, I've now got 217 subscribers, and then literally 2 days later it's up to 221. It's incredible, really. I don't never expected it in a million years. So yeah, thank you very much. Join me for the next one. It'll be episode 33 as we continue on the road to Bash at the Beach. I've been the Ruthless Jobber. Take care. Goodbye.